The Alternative for Germany party, or AfD, is polling in second place ahead of the country's February 23rd election. The party wants to leave the European Union and end support for Ukraine. Federal investigators have labelled it as a suspected extreme right organisation, which the AfD rejects. In his latest intervention into European politics Friday, Elon Musk, the American tech billionaire and ally of US President-elect Donald Trump, posted on X that only the AfD can save Germany. AfD leader Alice Weidel offered this response.
Dear Elon, thank you so much for your note. The Alternative for Germany, the AfD, is indeed the one and only alternative for our country. Our last option, if you ask me.
Musk's intervention comes days after he met British lawmaker Nigel Farage to discuss bankrolling his populist Reform Party. Several German lawmakers criticised the billionaire's support for the AfD. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said Friday that voicing opinions was part of democracy.
Freedom of speech also applies to multi-billionaires. But freedom of speech also means that you can say things that aren't right and don't contain good political advice.
Mainstream parties have ruled out entering any coalition with the AfD, but the far-right party has changed the discourse on Ukraine, says analyst Mattia Neles.
In the sense that the main parties are less willing or less able to speak out in favor of more aid for Ukraine, given that they are campaigning against it.
Germany has given Ukraine about $11 billion worth of weapons since Russia's 2022 invasion. Economic pressures have put government spending at the forefront of the election campaigns. Chancellor Scholz's Social Democrats want to raise limits on government borrowing, in part to finance aid for Ukraine. The Christian Democrats under Friedrich Merz, who are well ahead in the polls, oppose more government borrowing.
I will not focus our country's economic policy on new debt, high taxes, and a lot of redistribution.
There are fears in Europe that President-elect Trump will end US support for Kyiv.
Given Trump's return to the White House, much more German leadership and much more German finances will be required. And without debt financing, I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Trump also has repeatedly demanded that NATO allies spend more on defence. With government finances under pressure, analysts say Germany's next leader will face daunting challenges at home and abroad. Henry Ridgwell, VOA News.